Well, wonder how many other people do this. You know what I mean? And it's like kind of funny because it's like, imagine if you were like 5 years old, you would be like, oh my God. Like imagine being 5 years old and then telling yourself something like, you know, in 29 or whatever years, I'm going to be using like a sharp ass blade to cut vegetables at 3 in the morning. Like you would think that's so cool, you know what I mean? Like that's probably the stuff that you want for yourself. Like you think that's cool. Like instead of being like, oh, this fucking sucks. Be like, no, this is actually like I don't think you'd be thinking it's cool if you're like, oh yeah, 29 years I'm just like ordering pizza or whatever it is. Watching porn. It's also funny that like when you're 5, you don't even know about porn, but it's like I know about some other stuff though. I remember watching a scary movie with what must have been a Satanist. One day I'll figure it out. But it was like all my life I've had these like serial killers that wanted to be around me. Like I just never understood it. And it's like all we would do is something X-rated and rent these fucking sick ass horror films. Like I'm not even kidding you. And I was like 5 years old. And like no one I don't remember my parents ever being like, what are you guys doing? Like I would just leave the house and like do really bad things that this girl wanted me to do. And like I remember one of the movies, like we would watch things like Children of the Corn and Hellraiser. And like one of the movies, it was like all these girls were like at a campsite and the serial killer like would hunt each one of them down and kill them. And like for whatever reason, one of the scenes that I remember is like he finds this one girl in a porta potty and like cuts off her boobs. That's like I don't even know what made me think of that. I just really don't know what made me think of that, but I wouldn't even say that anything was like a bad influence, really. Like I actually, the only thing that I actually do like mystery movies, though. I don't necessarily enjoy like torture movies or anything. I think that's kind of overrated, kind of stupid. This is so dirty. It's like I just think it's funny too, because it's like, think about, it's just weird. Like, put into perspective, like, so many people, it seems like, have such a shitty attitude. And it's like, what happened to you today? You know what I mean? Did like something happen to you today that was like so bad that you, like, nothing that happens to you as an adult should really be that big of a deal. You know what I mean? Like, there's no reason for a shitty attitude. There's just not. Okay. So, it's just kind of weird. Like, when I see people with like shitty attitudes, like, I literally do think like they're just like really immature people. Like, it's so embarrassing. And like, for me at least, like, I don't outwardly express anything like at all. At all, at all. So it's like, if I rarely ever have a shitty attitude or feel some type of way. But I'm pretty sure the few times that I felt some type of way, you wouldn't have been able to tell. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing to go through life and feel some type of way sometimes, but it's another thing to like outwardly express it towards others. It's like, that doesn't even make sense to me. It really doesn't. So, you know, some of the people I'm around these days, it's like really embarrassing. It's almost like you want me to be your parent or something. I just don't get it. And two, it's like, if you really know, like, it's just interesting, I guess. When you think about like shitty attitudes, it's like, you know, I would say the shittiest thing would be like to lose your job and not have money and to worry about like, you know, that's like a pretty big deal, you know what I mean? But like, even if you found out that your wife or your husband or your girlfriend or your boyfriend cheated on you, who cares? Like, that's you. Like, there's just not a lot of reasons to have a shitty attitude that I can think of. It's like, you know what I mean? So it's like when people are shitty and stuff, like, you know, everyone's in a bad mood these days, or all times. A lot of humans are actually always in a bad mood, and it's like, to me, it's just so immature. It's like, are you like seriously like like emotionally and mentally handicapped and disabled? Like, I just don't get it at all. And that one senior and junior year of high school, that girl I was around that was like always had a fucking shitty attitude. It was like the most toxic thing to ever go through in your entire life, you know? It was like, it's just weird. It's like if you think about it too, it's like thinking back to when teachers teach, like none of them really have a shitty attitude. Some of them can be dicks. I guess that's a shitty attitude when you're like rude to the kids, to the students. But it's like, say a teacher was having marital problems. Like, don't, your kids can't solve your marital problems. Your students can't solve your marital problems. Like, you have to realize, like, whatever the teacher, and I'm just using this as an example, like, whatever is going on internally or in your life or whatever it is, like, it's not for other people to have that baggage of yours or whatever it is. Like, you have erectile dysfunction. It's like they made Viagra for that. You know what I mean? Like, all the people you see in a given day, they don't want to feel your turmoil or see your erectile dysfunctional self, how that makes you feel. Like, no one fucking cares. Like, seriously, no one fucking cares. I bet your wife doesn't even fucking care. It's just like, who, like, these people are fucking psycho. Who fucking cares? Really, all that it is showing that you hate yourself, in my opinion. And it's like cool to think about certain things. Like, what if we could read minds? And I have a shitty attitude because I can read this person's mind. It's like, do you not see that those two things aren't like, don't arise from one another? Or however you want to put it. Like, those two things aren't linked together. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a shitty attitude because I lost my job and I know that I can't just go snap my fingers and get a new one. I know it's someone else that has to hire me. It's just a lot of bullshit. You know what I mean? If I lost my job. So it's like those two things, I guess, are whatever. But as far as like, you're mad because you can read another person's thoughts and you don't like their thoughts, like, those two things don't even make sense for you to have any type of attitude towards that. Like, I cooked food for people Thanksgiving. What if I knew that what they were thinking? Oh my god, this food fucking sucks. What'd she do? You know. She's so stupid, she probably put like something, you know what I'm saying? Like, she probably did this instead of that. She's so stupid, whatever it is. It's like, you know, by me cooking, I'm kind of giving up the right to have a shitty attitude about what people think about it. My feelings aren't going to be hurt. I'm not going to have a shitty attitude about it. So it's like, really, when you really start to think about why can't I, how, today I'm gonna look for reasons to have a shitty attitude. I'm not gonna have a shitty attitude unless there's a fucking good fucking reason to have a shitty fucking attitude. Think about, for real, the legit reasons that give you the right to have a shitty attitude. Oh, I hope I don't chop off my fingers. Just stupid. Shitty fucking. Let's do it. Really badass jalapenos. But people have called me dumb my whole entire life. And I know I'm not dumb. So like I know what I'm saying right now isn't dumb. It's like eventually if you're not grateful for just being you, which is all you need to be even exist for, if you're not grateful for that, you're gonna burn in hell. UFR. First batch. Then broccoli. Damn. Okay, so I started off today being like, it's Sunday, whatever. And like I'm trying to make my life like easier and better little by little. And so every Sunday because like I was noticing that like I was like fucking going to the store like it felt like four, like every other day I was going to the store like, oh well, today I ran out of this, I'm gonna go to the store. Like it was ridiculous. So I was like, every Sunday I just go to Walmart and buy like everything that I need. And so I don't know why I even said that, except for the fact that